Hello, my name is Katie Pearson, and I'm here on behalf of the Symbiota Support Hub, and I am excited to talk to you today about ways that the Symbiota Support Hub is promoting data mobilization, including new developments. So first of all, I want to clarify what is Symbiota. Symbiota is at its core an open source software. You can find it on GitHub at this link below. And it's kind of two parts. So Symbiota is both a biodiversity data aggregator. It's a place where data can come from multiple sources and be held in one single place. It's stored and publicized as themed portals, which contain those data from multiple sources. They're usually community managed, or they may be managed by an institution with several collections. And data can come as snapshots, so copies from other locations, from other content management systems, or they can be live managed in the portal. And that leads into the second part of the Symbiota system, which is its content management system. So it can be used as a biodiversity data aggregator, but in conjunction, it can also be used as a content management system for collections that want to do that. It has a web-based data entry and editing interface, data cleaning and curation tools, lots of new things being developed, especially as part of digitization efforts. And it supports multiple remote users for many collections at once. So it's a pretty powerful system for mobilizing data from places as an aggregator, but also mobilizing data as it's being digitized. So there are quite a few Symbiota portals out there, I think over 45. There are taxonomic-based portals, there are geographic-based portals, and there are just a few examples provided here. This is the Pteridophyte Collections Consortium that was built as part of a thematic collections network funded by the National Science Foundation, and this contains pteridophyte data. And then this is the Minnesota Biodiversity Atlas, which is an institutionally themed portal. So I want to talk about two main aspects of data mobilization that the Symbiota Support Hub is helping to move forward with this open source software. First of all, there's the technical aspect of data mobilization that Symbiota provides. And that is what I've kind of already explained, that it's a public search portal and a mini aggregator. So data can be imported into Symbiota portals as a spreadsheet. It can come in from other types of portals. It can be imported as a Darwin Core archive. So this is a pretty easy way of mobilizing data that might be living in a spreadsheet or just on one single computer somewhere. And so that's a base service that Symbiota portals provide. These portals contain public search and mapping pages, other features that enable you to look through the specimens, to create checklists based off of specimens and taxa found in those portals, and be able to download those data too. So you can download them as Darwin Core archives or in the Symbiota native format. And this is just a way of, again, mobilizing data that may not have been mobilized if it weren't so easy to import and export the data. So we have easy export and publishing functions. So it's really easy to get data into and out of Symbiota portals. Data can be contributed by a number of different collections. They have permissions to edit their own collections within that portal. And there are also built-in publishing capabilities through Darwin Core archives, again, so that these data can go to aggregators like GBIF and IDIGBio. So there's a built-in publishing toolkit to go to GBIF. So you can just enter in a little bit of information, ask for permissions from GBIF, and then those data can get pushed straight up into the GBIF portal, and they can be mobilized globally in that way. So another aspect of the Symbiota ecosystem is the social aspect of data mobilization. We have a long history of mobilizing data from lots of different collections, especially collections that don't have a lot of funds to get off the ground. But recently, there have been some more developments that have enabled us to mobilize even more collections and get the ball rolling here. So for one thing, there was the recent funding of the Symbiota Support Hub, which is a centralized support team and infrastructure services that are supporting a great number of Symbiota portals and their communities. So this was funded in 2021 as part of iDigBio's sustaining grant. And the purpose of the Symbiota Support Hub is manyfold. We first now have a designated team of support. So we have our leads, Jen, Nico, and Ed. We have our data manager and project manager, myself, Katie Pearson, Lindsay, our community manager, Greg, our IT and systems administrator, and we have our biodiversity informatician, Laura, and international community coordinator, Samantha. You may have heard from these people already at TDWG, and hopefully you'll hear from us more. But the purpose of this team is to provide help services and really help mobilize a lot of collections. So we're providing documentation and help services through our new help desk email. We have a new help and tutorial site, so that's enabling people to find their own information to go and mobilize their data at greater scales. We also have a discussion and Q&A board that's in our GitHub repository associated with our tutorial site. So we're really trying to get the community talking amongst themselves and then among us, and helping the whole community come together stronger. One of the aspects that we are focusing on is publishing to GBIF. So here is a snapshot from our documentation site that talks about publishing to GBIF from a Symbiota portal. And because it's so easy to publish from a Symbiota portal to GBIF and to other aggregators, we've really been reaching out to the community to try to help get these data moving to where they can be seen even more widely. One way we've been doing this is through focused portal advancement campaigns. So these are dedicated month-long efforts to increase the data quality, mobilization, and just availability of data in a Symbiota community. So we provide in these campaigns data cleaning help and training for those curators. We do outreach to potential new collections. We update old snapshot collections. So if there's copies of data that have gotten a little bit stale, we try to update those. We try to get collections publishing to GBIF and to iDigBio. And we try to build community capacity. So again, conversations between the community talking about best practices and overall improving the sustainability of the data and the community. Just in the past year of the Symbiota Support Hub's existence, and only 3 Symbiota portals down, and we have published 19 collections to GBIF and over 1.3 million occurrences. So this concerted effort strategy appears to be working. We're super excited to share that we're developing an API for Symbiota portals. So the API is going to be able to enhance automated communication between Symbiota portals and other data sources that have API capabilities. So the idea is that this Symbiota API is going to enable even greater communication and greater connections. So not only will we be able to take in data and give out data through spreadsheets and CSVs and Darwin Core archives, but we'll be able to facilitate more automated access between all kinds of data sources. So we have other Symbiota portals can have automated connections and updating so that those snapshots no longer get stale. We can enhance our connections with other specimen data providers and observational data providers, such as Arctos and EMU and Specify and all those wonderful content management systems out there. And then also any other API-enabled data providers. So we're talking about genetic data, trait data, publications, anything that has the ability to connect programmatically or automatically. We hope to be able to connect those and further the digital extended specimen network. So these are just a few of the ways that the Symbiota Support Hub and Symbiota, the software, is trying to mobilize data at an even greater scale. And we're really interested in continuing further collaborations, especially as this API gets developed. We are looking forward to the future. So if you have any questions, reach out to the hub. Our email address is help@symbiota.org, and you can learn more at symbiota.org. Thanks.